Well, here we are again, back in Elkville. These are my two best hunting pals, Willi and Ivan, and my name's Mark. We pack in a big camp on pack goats, 5 miles back in, and spend a week in heaven. We like to call it Elkville. You may remember us from our last film where the weather crushed us. This year the weather was pretty nice. That wasn't the problem. This year, the problem was success.
Jester back.
3 bulls down,
back.
4 days, 9.5 miles back in. Boy, we had a blast, but we worked our butts off. Now Ivan was up to the plate first, and it took a day to find the elk, but once we did, it was insane. We were right in the middle of them, and they were screaming their heads off.
Is he big? No, he's about like 1. He just almost got shot at. Yeah. He's shootable. He's a 20 right down here, but I couldn't get a shot. And then I had to stand up because I couldn't get over everything, so I stood up. That last little call moved him just a little bit further up. I was up there going, okay, I'm going to do one more. And then I saw his head on tips move, and then all of a sudden, whack! That was awesome. Yeah, he's a nice bull. He's not big. What an unbelievable deal. He looks a lot like what we just moved. Yeah, I guess it could be. Circle came right back. I don't think so. He was bugling so hard he would come in quiet. Did you move back and forth? Totally. I kept moving. I was like, he's gonna go. Because he kept coming. He started this way and then he's going that way. What are you doing? There's still bulls bugling. Where are you putting up? Yeah, that's true. And then he came right at us. Right here. I can't tell if he's a 5x5 or 6x6. Yeah. Way to go.
This year we used a different strategy with the goats. We brought in a good friend of mine to look after the boys in camp while we hunted, and when we got a bull down, one of us was off to get the goats and the other 2 butchered. Worked pretty slick, except we found the elk 4 miles further from Camp Inn, so that made it over 9 miles deep from the trailhead. We had a ton of work to do once a bull hit the ground just to get it back to camp. Now it was Willi's turn, and again, we got right in the middle of them, and we were off to the races. You have to watch really closely to notice, but Willi's arrow clips that limb and deflects right under his chest. He steps forward, stops the bull, and with a cow call, he drills him with his second shot.
Thanks. Oh, you did so good, buddy. I will. Like I've said, it takes a team. Oh, yeah, that's rad. Look at where this bull died. This is so beautiful. See? Yeah, he's a hawk.
Hey Mark, do I cut all this soft stuff off on the front here or some of that bone?
You're supposed to act like an expert on camera.
Oh. Well, when I
So now at this point, we've killed, packed out, and butchered 2 bulls in about 24 hours, and now I was up to bat. So after a good dinner, hanging all the meat, we peeled ourselves out of our sleeping bags the next morning and were off to try to get my bull. And again, for the 3rd day in a row, we were in the thick of them right off the bat. So that made for 3 6-point bulls in 3 days, killed over 9 miles in. Now that we were back at camp, we had 1,000 pounds of elk and camp to get out, and a storm was on its way. So being that we were insane, we decided to try to get it all out in 2 loads in 1 day with beat up goats. We did it, but it was a total ass kicker.
Way too easy.
You fixed my
No fair.
back like you did
Yeah.
last time. Wait one
Wow,
second.
what a trip. We are so lucky to be able to share this with one another. And man, were we blessed to have the goats along. Because we're 3 dudes kind of getting older, and we are still going in deep into Elkville. And we can credit that to our goats. So here we are again, 3 good friends, impatiently waiting for next December and our tickets to Elkville. You can find out more information about me and my crew on packgoats.com.